Why do they never go in for me?
Hello everybody, and here we go with another video of my 7 inches of joy. This time I'm going to concentrate on one artist, and I've enjoyed his music for the last, I don't know, what is it, 35 years? 35 years, good grief. Back in the 80s, I used to pick up singles left, right and centre, because what would happen is we had shops like Woolworths, and Boots and WH Smith's, and they all had walls of the chart where they'd have every single 7-inch along the wall, and then they'd have a little section at the bottom where last week's singles would be stuck in at half price or lower than half price, just to get rid of them because they didn't have space, because these were a department store, they didn't have the space to keep them. So I used to, instead of buying, unless it was something I really wanted, I didn't go in and buy from the chart. I used to have a look shufty at what was in the for sale bit, and this is how I got a lot of the singles that I got up there in the plastic boxes. Yeah, I buy them now still, because you can pick them up for peanuts, but I'm concentrating on one particular chap here, and he's one of my favourite artists, definitely of the 80s. He was possibly, well, he definitely produced one of the greatest runs of albums in the 80s, one of the greatest runs of singles in the 80s, and that man is Prince. Let's put him there. I mean, what more can you say about him? It's supremely talented. What a fabulous musician. What a pop star. What more can you say about it? So I'm going to gun through the 7-inch singles that I picked up by him. Now, it's not a complete collection. Sometimes he'd go in and he wouldn't be able to pick them up. A couple of albums are completely unrepresented. Maybe one big one. Or a couple of them. Oh, that's in the wrong place. That should be there. Just because either at the time, there's a time when I moved away from home, near one of these department stores like Boots or Woolworths, so I didn't pick them up. Especially the which album? Sign of the Times album. Sign of the Times, yeah. Missed a load of singles off that. But let's start off at the first one I got. Now, I didn't get into Prince until he became really popular in the UK, and that was when this song charted. So this is When Doves Cry, which is still one of my absolute favourite singles. This is, I bought this full price actually. What a brilliant song. I way prefer this to Purple Rain, the song. Absolutely magnificent single, and the B-side, 17 Days, is really good too. What I loved about his singles was he was one of the artists who used to put out really good songs on the B-sides. So much so that when he had the greatest hits issued in the early 90s, called Hits, which was double CD, but you could buy a triple pack of it with the B-sides. He had so many good B-sides that they stuck a CD of them onto that, and some brilliant songs. And 17 Days, which could easily have been added to the Purple Rain album for me, just right there with it. So we've got a lovely, this is a bit dusty, I haven't played this one for a while, lovely label there. Really good stuff. Now, the next single he actually recorded, this is a re-release. So once When Doves Cry finally broke him in the UK, this got re-released. So 1999. This was in 84. Of course, this got released in 1999. I think a bit too early. I think it should have been. I think it got released sort of about March or something, when it should have been released like November. surely it would have cleaned up. One of his best singles, 1999, so distinctive. Picture on the back from the Purple Rain film, and the B-side on this is Little Red Corvette. And I played this single over and over again. Play 1999, flip it, Little Red Corvette, flip it back, 1999, flip it back, Little Red Corvette. Both absolutely brilliant songs. I still remember all the lyrics to both of them. Can still sing them along both of them. Oh, this is just fantastic stuff. Now, I didn't get the 7-inch of Purple Rain. I got the album. I didn't see the point of getting the 7-inch because it would have been an edit of the 8-minute song, so I didn't think there was much point to do that. But I did get the next one, which wasn't a hit actually. I don't know why it was in the chart. Maybe they did it. It wasn't just a top 40. Maybe it was a top 75 in some places. But I got I Would Die For You. Lesser track on the album, Purple Rain, I would say. Still, it's just a typical Prince track. Not typical Prince track. It's that subject where he pledges his whole life to whoever he's shagging at the moment, and he would die for you at the time. And then the B-side on this one is Another Lonely Christmas, which is a great maudlin Christmas song. I think I've played that often at Christmas when I've been on my own. Great stuff, really good. That's a great song. Why isn't that on any of the Christmas compilations? Maybe because it's too miserable. I don't know. But it's another great single. And then he also, then he released, I think at the time he was the first artist to have, because I think this was released about the same time as the Little Red, the 1999 reissue. So he had, I think he had 2 double A sides in the top 10 or something, because this went top 10 as well. So you've got Take Me With You, again from the Purple Rain album, with Let's Go Crazy on the B-side. 2 great photos from the film. I was lapping this guy up at the time. Had to get the album, got the album a little while after I got the singles, but I basically got nearly half the album on these 4 singles. Let's Go Crazy is an epic track, real bounce along, and Take Me With You. He kind of did a half and half, didn't he, on this album? He was the singles anyway, where it was half freakouts, and half these heartfelt tracks. I suppose fitted with the song, with the film really. And I fell in love with his voice, not just his voice, his guitar playing, but I fell in love with his voice on these songs. There's the quality of Prince's voice. I love it when he just his voice kind of trails away and becomes a little bit on the raspy side, and then he comes back with this phenomenal delivery. Absolutely sold me. Absolutely loved him. So there we go. So that was it for the Purple Rain album. I loved them. I didn't really look forward to the next one because I wasn't at that point where I used to really anticipate new releases. It would be whatever was coming down. I wasn't an avid reader of the music press. I wasn't reading 84, was I? No, I wasn't. So I didn't know what was coming out. And it used to be whatever turned up. But the next 2 are possibly 2 of my favourite songs by him. I absolutely love these 2 songs. So the first one, with a gorgeous cover, I love that cover, is the single Paisley Park. This is just such a good record. With She Is Always In My Hair on the B-side. Another brilliant B-side. Another one. this got plenty of plays back in the time. Paisley Park, always in my mind. Love it, love it. Off of Around the World in a Day album, which I really like. I think that's a cracking album, that is. And then the other one, which is, I think, is just absolutely genius. This is a genius record. I also picked up Prince and the Revolution's Raspberry Beret, which is such a brilliant song. This man was just churning out stuff, churning it out and releasing it. I mean, Purple Rain was 1984, and then 1985, and you've got another album with another batch of brilliant singles. I think the one that, I'm not sure if he did release another thing. I think he might have released another single in the UK. I think he released Pop Life, which I didn't get hold of. But Paisley Park and Raspberry Beret. I mean, how many of his songs would be in my top 50 songs of the 80s? There'd just be so many. And the B-side on this one is Hello, which is a bit, if I remember, it's a bit more of a loopy one. I think it's more of a duet, and more of a kind of a more poppy, funky track rather than the more psychedelic pop they try to do on these two singles, the A sides anyway. So went away again, and then in 1986 he came back with another album, this time Parade, which I didn't get for a long time. I didn't get Parade for ages, and eventually got it on CD. I've got it on vinyl now, and it's probably my favourite Prince album. But he came back with this, and this was genius. And how many times am I going to use that word? So Kiss. I just think the way this song stops and starts, and the funk on it, and the lyrics and the way he delivers it, it's just so cool. And then you've got Heart or Dollars on the B-side. Not one of his better B-sides, but the A-side. What an A-side. And then I also have The Age of Chance doing Kiss on a 7-inch, and that is one of my favourite singles. Right. So then there were other releases from Kiss. I've got The Mountains 12-inch, but I never got Another Love, a Hole in Your Head. And what was the other single off there? Girls and Boys, which I don't know why I didn't get the single of that, because that got stuck in my head even more than probably Kiss. That got stuck in my head for a good year, Girls and Boys. I thought that was brilliant. Right, so then Sign of the Times in 87. And I think this, I know I said Raspberry Beret. Oh, you're just spoiled for choice, aren't you? With Prince for great songs, you're just spoiled for choice. You've got and this every time I hear this, it sends goosebumps up my spine. Spare, so much space in the sound, completely still funky, still brilliant. But it's kind of a state of the world address from Prince. And to be honest, the world hasn't changed that much that this doesn't make sense now. Maybe a few reps. Somebody should update it. Well, no, don't update it. Nobody, just leave this alone. This is just an amazing song. I don't want anybody to update this. I want it to stay just the way it is. With La La La, He on the B-side. And more of a fun throwaway track, but still a great B-side. Prince, Sign of the Times. No, I didn't get any more of the singles off that. My sister got If I Were Your Girlfriend, which I used to nick off her occasionally to listen to that. She might have got I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, which I didn't have either, which is a bit of a shame, because I would have liked to have had that. But then I think this was it 88? Yeah, 88. was the final couple of singles that I got by him. So I got Alphabet Street, another one. What more can you say? I loved it. These came in these clear sleeves. I quite like that with just a sticker on the front. I remember seeing the video for this for the first time. Now on late night TV, they used to have a thing called Night Network in, I don't know whether it's just a London thing or not, but they used to have a video review panel thing where if people didn't like it, you'd get up, bang a button, and if all three people got up, the video would stop. The video to this just got played all the way through. Nobody got up because it was so good. A magnificent, magnificent piece of music. What you've got on here, you've got an edit on side 1, and I think it's a longer version on side 2. Well, it's another version on side 2. It's a long time since I played this because I've got the album at a boot sale. I think I had the CD, but I got the album at a boot sale and I'll just play that now. But yet another stonking great piece of 80s pop. So that's that one, and then just to round it off, I got the second single released off Love Sexy was Glam Slam with this lovely arrow. What's on this one? Escape. To be honest, I can't remember. Probably not one of his greatest B-sides because I can't actually remember what it sounds like. But Glam Slam is a nice, lazy sort of song. It's kind of a slow build of a song rather than a like Alphabet Street, which is up and funky and Prince doing James Brown, whereas this is kind of a long, slow chorus that eventually finds a point. I still think it's brilliant. Alphabet Street went top 10. This, I think, went top 30, I think. Still, each and every one of these little pieces of plastic were testament to Prince's genius. What an artist. And that's all I can say. So, thanks for watching, if you've made it all this far. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.